In a world full of influence, when it comes to talking to your kids about vaping and other kinds of tobacco use, you're their top influencer. Even if you only have one follower, it's the most important one of all, so be sure to make it count. Learn how to start the conversation about underage vaping and tobacco use with your teen and join the coalition right here in Deschutes County at sharedfuturecoalition.org.
Deschutes County is an amazing place to live.
Ease of access.
Work and play.
Great place to raise a family.
I love the weather and the high desert.
At Deschutes County, we provide excellent service.
Beautiful.
We're here to help you.
Deschutes County is the heart of Oregon.
Everyone wants to be here.
Episode 35. This is the Inside Deschutes County podcast. We thank you so much for listening. I'm Eric Breon. Well, as of this recording, there are fires burning across Central Oregon. We just want to take a moment and thank our emergency management team, the sheriff's office, and of course all the first responders out there who are helping bring things under control, sharing information, just everything that goes along with that. A reminder, you can sign up for Deschutes Alerts at DeschutesAlerts.org. And for up-to-the-minute information, including evacuation levels, there's maps, there's social media posts, there's press release information. You can go to the emergency dashboard at Deschutes.org/emergency. On this episode, though, we're going to switch gears. We're going to welcome some friends from Solid Waste. Solid Waste is popular on this podcast. They've been here a lot, and I'm excited for this episode. There's a big event coming up this month, so I asked the Waste Diversion Manager, Susan Baker, and Community Outreach Coordinator, Jackie Wilson, to join us to explain what's happening. Thank you both for joining us.
It's so exciting to be here. Thanks, Eric.
Yeah, thanks for having us. We're excited.
Glad you're here. How are you both?
Doing fantastic so far today. I mean, the rain has brought in a little reprieve from the smoke, so AQI is going down. That feels really nice.
As of this recording, nice. Like the rain helping out with the fires and stuff. So
we could see Pilot Butte driving over today.
That was good. That was good. You guys are staying busy.
We are certainly staying busy.
Of course, with work. Are you staying busy with anything else, like outside of work?
I am the flag football coach for my fifth graders team, which has been really exciting. So every Monday and Thursday.
Flag football?
Flag football. I know nothing about it, but I do know that I love hanging out with 10-year-old boys. They are so fun.
That's going to be an Olympic sport.
Flag football?
In L.A.
Is it really?
It really is. I'm not making that up.
Okay. It's an interesting sport. I'm learning more about it. So it feels good just like learning right along with the kids of like, okay, this is what a little bit of football is about.
You could be coaching future Olympians.
I had no idea that I could even put that in a possibility of my new realm.
That's what we do on this podcast. We educate.
On what my possibilities.
On possibilities, yeah. Flag football. You had no idea.
Love it.
You had no idea. How are you staying busy?
Actually, I'm starting to wind down, which is great because summertime for my family, everybody comes to visit us.
Yeah.
And I was telling Jackie that I had company in my house from the 1st of August until the end of the month.
That's a thing, right?
It is.
For Central Oregon, everybody comes here.
Yeah. We'll always be asked, where are you guys going? And we don't go anywhere because everyone comes to us. But it's been fun, but I'm excited to sort of
Does that mean you don't get away?
I don't.
Oh, man. Oh, man, we got to get you a vacation.
Yeah, that'll be for the fall.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Where do you go? Do you go down south then?
Yeah, I've been to Washington. I've got family along the
That's north.
Pacific North. So I go down to California for family and then up to Washington. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
nice.
Pretty much stick around here.
Nice. Well, and of course, work is keeping you both busy.
It is.
Brought you on to talk about an event that's coming up.
It's very exciting.
Drop it. Swap it.
First annual.
It needs like a voiceover.
Yeah.
Drop it, swap it.
We got this.
It's like Ready to Rumble or like a, I don't know, Demolition Derby event or something. Yeah, or WWE. That's kind of drop it, swap it.
I think any future commercial we do for the event, we're going to have you voice it for us.
Yeah. We want people to attend the event. Tell me what this is all about, because this has been... So I've worked with you guys a little bit in terms of getting the word out about it. the feedback has been great.
It's
People are excited about this.
They really are. We had one of the folks who must have seen it somewhere is coming to volunteer, and she'd been into kind of the solid waste office over at the landfill and was like, how come you don't have a reuse spot and all the things that could be, taken from the floor, but that all stuff just goes right into the landfill currently. So it's just kind of a neat idea of how do we get usable items that people have and are planning on throwing out because they don't know what else to do with them, a place for them to go so the community members can take them.
So let's get the logistics out of the way. So
Okay.
September 28th,
Saturday, September 28th.
Saturday. Explain what's happening on that day.
Awesome. Well, we've got I kind of split it into two events to make it easy. So in the morning from 9 to 10:30, we've got folks to drop things off. We're taking some things early from a few folks that call in, but generally from 9 to 10:30, folks can come straight into the roads department. We'll have some volunteers ready to accept their materials. We'll check to make sure things aren't broken, all parts are there, if it's an electronic that they work, and then they get to drive off. And then they can come back or they cannot come back. It's up to them. And then from 12 until 3, any community member that wants to essentially thrift store and see what's available can come take anything. So they don't need to bring anything to swap it. It's just this idea that there'll be some tables out with electronics, books, kitchenwares, and folks can sort through and take something that they need for their house. So finding a treasure in somebody else's donation, essentially.
And
Cool.
it's all free. So there's no cost at all.
Free's good.
Free is very good. Yeah.
And this is, Susan, this is happening at the road department, right?
Yes. In Bend.
Okay. On 27th.
Yep, and we contemplated having it at the landfill, or would we do it where we do our skid car training? We have some great spots that are available. The landfill is it's open, so it's a busy spot. We didn't want people to get confused or going over
Kind
to
of
the
a
scales.
busy day for the landfill.
And weekends are busy days. So, and there's nobody at the roads department. So that'll be just a great spot. They have some fantastic parking spots right in the front of it. And so that's where people will be able to see. Everything will be right in the front of the roads department.
Nice.
And if by chance there's anything that we cannot take, and let's say they decide to dispose of it, they're conveniently located right next door to come over the landfill.
That helps.
Yeah.
That helps. So, yeah, a lot of positive feedback about this. Everybody saying, great idea. Thankful that you're doing it. There's also some questions, I think, that we've gotten. Maybe you can help answer a couple of those.
Sure hope so.
What about, you mentioned electronics. A lot of questions about TVs, computer monitors. What are you taking? What did those have to, have with it in order for you to accept that?
Yeah, and that's a hard one because we definitely don't want people's old box TVs, and we're not trying to not take
What?
garbage. That big, huge rectangle box that we used to have.
That huge thing. I think my mom has it in the basement somewhere where it's like the big tube TV, but it's also the piece of furniture that kind of goes around 1970s.
Yep.
You're not taking that?
No, it's another place that you can just store things in your
that
house.
could be worth a lot of money nowadays.
Could be.
That could be.
We're trying to take more smaller electronics kind of things that could fit on a table that people could sort through. But I would think if someone brought their small TV, it works, we just don't use it anymore. That's, again, a spot that we can pass it on to other people for sure.
Cords, remotes.
We want to have all the bits that go with them so that we're not getting someone something they're like, well, now I have to buy something to make this work. We want it to be able to work. And at the recycling facility located at Knott Landfill, we do take TVs there. So if they have a TV that no longer functions, that's where they can go with that.
Same
And there's-
thing.
Oh, sorry, Eric. And there's no charge for that as well. So they can
Okay.
do their computer monitors, televisions, everything.
I was going to
they do
ask
there.
about computer monitors. I would assume that would be a big one as well. So kind of same deal.
Yep.
You'll take it for the event. Have your cords.
Have your cords, have your things. And then we've also partnered with Super Thrift, which is great. So they're going to come by after the event. So anything that's left behind that they find usable that they think that they could bring to their thrift store, they'll pick up and bring it there, which will be great.
Well, that's cool because people were asking about that too. We're going to drop off all this stuff. Not everybody's going to take it all. Where does it go?
Right, that's where it's going, which is great. So they have a big box truck and some friends that are going to come help them load anything up. And I would say that anything they're like, ooh, we just can't sell that and that's waste. I don't want to give them garbage, which is why we'll be able to dispose of or recycle anything.
Another question on social media was plants. Living plants.
No plants at this event.
Are you taking plants?
But it's a great idea. No, we're not taking plants at this event, but Jackie can share. As we reached out and started to get community feedback on this, we were contacted by Deschutes County Library to find out that they actually host quite a few sort of swap events, and they put on a plant one. And I think it's happening.
It's the exact same day.
right?
Yep.
Really?
Which is great. So when someone has reached out to me via email and they're like, "Can you take plants?" I was like, "No, but head over to the library and you can drop your plants off there and take some other ones." So that same event, I don't know the details of the time of it, but the library are doing some really great things where they're doing small scale, very specific. And I know they're going to be doing one in October for like costume exchange. So they're doing some really great things just to reduce waste in our community.
That's super cool. I wonder if they'll do it because they're building a new library down the road.
Yeah.
That could kind of be partnership.
That's exactly what we were looking at is like, how do we partner with more events like this?
That would be cool.
It was great because even with that, I was like, gosh, have you thought about a costume exchange? And she was like, no, but I'm going to do it.
There you go.
And the library is fantastic. Just since we're talking about it, another thing to plug from them is they have a program called the Deschutes Library of Things. And they have an inventory. It's at all of their library locations, so Bend, Lapine, Sisters, where you can look at their list and rent something and try it before you buy it. And all you need is your library card. And we have participated and helped support the program, and we've done some food dehydrators for them. We recently got them an electric composter.
Wow, okay.
And so folks can go and try those. And if you're only going to use something one time, I think they did like badminton kits and bike repair kits. It's quite a long array of things that they offer, but it's such a cool program, and it's a way to share, and then it's, again, something to be able to use that you might not want to have all the time, that you don't have to go out and purchase and then dispose of later or store it.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Food dehydrator is a big one. I always borrow my neighbors across the street.
That's awesome. Another social media question was, will you accept my old weapons?
No.
We were considering
No.
I
Bring
was
that
like,
WWE voice. No.
it's like, I don't know, little slingshots. I could see if there was a slingshot, I'd be like, ooh, my kiddo would love that. But no weapons will.
No weapons. No weapons, no ammo.
No weapons, no ammo.
Is there anything else that, you've gotten questions about as to what they can, what they can't bring? I mean, you're kind of looking for what, more like household items?
Kind of that like usable thing, like where you're like, gosh, why do I have 3 of these serving dishes? I never use this one. That's a great one. I can get it out of my cupboards. And it's a really great time, right, as we're starting to approach the fall of thinking about, okay, let's just declutter our house a little bit. And when you declutter, then you're like, well, now what do I do with these things? And so this is a great spot where you're like, oh, I can bring some of the things that I'm getting out of my house to this event.
I think one of the other questions was clothes, and we can't accept any clothes for this
That's
event.
a good one.
But obviously, there's all those thrift stores out there that will accept them, so we still want to advocate for those. I know next door is or down the street is the Humane Society's got a thrift store. There's several thrift stores that'll take clothes, but we are not at this event.
Well, this is your inaugural event.
This is the first one.
So you're going to learn a lot, right?
I think we will. Yeah, and that's where the library, they were like, ooh, we want to learn, like, how did you do things that you didn't want? How did you manage it? And I was like, let's connect after the event. And we looked at some similar events that other counties have done and other landfills have done. And so I reached out and had some conversations. And so we're keeping this one really simple and hoping to expand it at some point, right? There's this future idea of once our landfill is closed and we have our transfer facility, other landfill or transfer facilities have little thrift stores that are attached to them of like, okay, here are things that were about to be thrown away, but it's usable. We can put it into this side building and then anyone can take it.
I imagine this is it's a great idea. I'm assuming there's strategy involved with why this idea came to be in terms of recycling. Is this, when you guys are sitting in your conference room at the Solid Waste Administration offices, I'm assuming the recycling, the outreach, the diversion is all part of those discussions. Did this come out of that? Is that what this is all about?
Yeah, absolutely. And it's with the county, the cities, and statewide. Just looking at recycling is great, but how do we look at our overall waste and how can we reduce it in the first place? And then how can we also, with things that we still have life to, have that be shared, reused before that's disposed of as well. And all of that helps in the big picture of our landfill that is, looking to probably fill up now, probably in the year 2030, I think is our latest estimate. But so looking at outreach programs that can just have us all sort of look at on our own. When you look at it as a big picture, it's like, it's a lot, what can I do? But if each person just takes some small steps of, what can I do to reduce my waste? And also like, our trash is someone else's treasure, or, like my hydro flask that I no longer am using could be something very usable for somebody else, or some books.
A vase.
Absolutely, yeah.
Probably be a vase in my house.
That's driving around this town too, with people driving sometimes often slow through roundabouts. I often am like, oh, why are they driving so slow?
Right.
And it was my husband who's like, maybe they have antique vases in the back.
That
And
could-
so
that could be it.
that's what goes through my head all the time.
You
I was like, oh
always
my gosh, they're not driving slow. They just have lots of vases in the back of their car.
Assume good intent, Jackie.
Absolutely.
I do.
Assume good intent. I've got that on my wall at home.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I love that. Yeah, one of my things I brought in today, I was showing Jackie, is I brought in a jump rope, and I said, this was my 2020 exercise room that has sat there for 4 years. It's brand new. I think I can donate it.
The intent. The
Yeah.
intent. You talked about something called wishful recycling.
Yes.
I thought that was interesting. Talk to me a little bit about that.
So we talk about the wishful recycling, and that is where someone has the best intent of something that they would like to have recycled. They put it in their recycling cart and hope that that means it will get recycled. So we call that wishful recycling, which means usually in the end it isn't going to be recycled. And we really try to promote for programs for people to follow the local recycling programs and only put in their cart what is a part of the program. So it could be an item that could by definition be recyclable, but it's not something that can be in the commingle system and processed and extracted efficiently. So when someone still puts that in the cart, our recycling here in Deschutes County gets baled up and shipped over into Portland to what we call material recovery facilities. And at that point,
Smurfs.
Not Smurf.
yeah,
Not
Smurfs.
Smurfs, even though the recycling trucks
are blue.
Are blue.
Some are blue, yes.
and the bins are blue.
Are blue for recycling.
Yeah.
But the point is that they travel, 185 miles to go get sorted by individual workers or machinery, and that end material will either end up in the trash or will be problematic to the recycled materials in there.
I don't know if everybody knows that.
I think a lot of people don't know really where the recycling
Where the
ends up
recycling
going.
goes. I mean, my first thought would be somewhere at the landfill. You're sorting it out and figuring it out and then sending it to where it needs to go.
Yeah, surprisingly, everything that's in the cart is then taken to a baling facility and baled. So there's no sorting from the time it leaves the curb until it goes to the baling facility and shipped over to the Smurf, that it gets broken up and sorted out at that point in time for the aluminum, the paper, the plastic.
And diversion is such a big effort now and into the future
Yes.
to keep stuff out of the landfill
Yes.
that doesn't need to be there.
I think currently Deschutes County's diversion is around 27%, and our state goal for Deschutes County is 45%. So we've
some
got a
work to
long
do.
way to go.
There's some work there.
Yeah, and that's the hard part is with recycling, right? If you have a doubt, if you're not sure what it is, and there's plenty of material out there, but if you're like, what do I recycle? Can I recycle this? And you're about to, then think, if I don't really know, throw it out, because it's just going to be easier for people down the line.
Is that where the 6 R's come into play?
Not quite yet.
Not quite? Okay, well,
they're
tell me about
there.
the 6 R's.
The 6 R's. So that's, again, everyone knows the 3 R's of reduce, reuse, recycle. There's songs about it. Kids talk about it. But this event...
You going to sing for us?
I'm not. But I do have a, with a name like Jackie
She usually
Wilson.
does in the office,
Jackie
just
Wilson.
by the way.
We know reduce, reuse, but people aren't thinking about this. The 3 other R's, which are rethink, refuse, and repair. And so here we partner with the Environmental Center, and they've been doing some great repair cafes where folks can bring in their broken electronics, jewelry, something that's ripped, and there's all different helpers and fixers that try to fix those things, right? Because if you have something that's broken, you're like, well, it's broken. I have broken things now. I can't do anything with them. I'm going to throw it out until you can get someone to help you fix it. So this idea of, repairing items is another way we can keep them out of the garbage. Refusing is a great way of waste management, right? I have my own, silverware in my car. So if I get to-go items like, no, I don't need the plastic, silverware. Thank you. I already have other things. So that's the idea of what can I refuse that I don't need at all, which is a really great one. And then rethinking, like, do I really need this? And that's what this event is, right? Is if I'm going through my house, I'm like, God, why do I have this jump rope for the last 4 years? I know I'm never going to jump rope. Rethinking this, I don't need this in my house anymore. We'll bring it to somebody else. And somebody else can be like, ooh, I have been looking for a jump rope. And hopefully their, personal best comes from their jump roping they get with a new jump rope.
So what are you dropping off, Jackie?
What am I dropping off?
Yeah, what do you...
That's a good one. I just recently cleaned out my son's room, and he's a good one. I've got a wonderful...
You're not dropping your son off.
No, so we do not take
children.
No misbehaving children.
No spouses, no partners.
No animals.
And no animals.
No animals.
Okay.
But it's a wooden, marble run that we played with from the time he was 2 until he was 7, and now it's been sitting in his room. Lincoln Logs, some of his toys. I was like, "What? Are you really going to play with these anymore?" And he's just like, "No, I don't need those anymore." So I was like, "Great,
okay.
Let's pull those out." And so I have them in a corner. That'll be some great things, and then I'll be going through some dishware and some other just items in my house. Be like, "Do I need this in my home anymore?"
Susan?
Yes.
What are you dropping off?
Well, I brought in a pretty good load today, don't you think, Jackie?
I think so.
Yeah. So I went through my kitchenware because that was one of the items that categories that we were looking at. So I've got some of my old Hydro Flask bottles. I did do some vases. I did some planting pots and some pots.
Yep. So no live plants, but
Pots.
But you can get a pot so that you can repot plants.
I would
at
think
your
pots
home.
and pans would be a good one.
Absolutely. Some baking sheets and some books. I've got a couple of good books on Bend and Redmond that I've read that I thought I would share for folks to get to enjoy those books. And I'm going to go back and do some more puzzles. And I think I've got some sporting stuff. I'm not playing softball very much anymore, so I think I'll donate my glove and some other things. But it's been kind of fun going through, and boy, did I need to, because I just have all that stuff stocked under my cupboards. And I started this weekend, and yeah, I'm hoping that it'll be useful.
Well, now you have an excuse to go shopping and fill up the empty space, right?
No,
Come on. Isn't that how this works?
My point is to give myself some open space in the
Kidding, of
house
course,
and feel
yes.
better for I don't know, have you guys ever watched that?
Until Christmas.
That show with the woman who helps you get rid of the people who have a lot of clutter, and she talks to the clothes. What's her, or she'll talk to the
don't
item.
remember.
Yeah.
Does it bring you joy?
Yeah, and goodbye, and take joy to someone else.
Yeah.
There you go.
So that's what this is bring joy to
You're
somebody
bringing
else.
joy to all of Bend,
Yeah.
Central Oregon.
Eric, what are you going to bring us?
Oh, boy. I mean, I have some maybe electronics that are still perfectly good. I
Yep.
mean, they're still boxed. But I don't use it. Like a receiver,
Yeah.
I would imagine. Could that work?
Yeah, I mean,
It's got all the cords. It's boxed. It's
I might even take it. I've got an old receiver
mean,
that might be done.
yeah. I had it from my previous home. It's one of those things where when you move,
Yep.
you're like, that works. I'm not throwing it away. So you take it with you, and it doesn't work in your new place or whatever. Like a
Do you play any
subwoofer.
instruments?
I don't.
I thought maybe you look like a person who would.
No, but I had a place that was all about this. My previous home had surround sound and things like that. I love it for movies and things, sports and that kind of stuff. And it fit perfectly for that home. And now it just takes up space in the garage. And I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah.
There you
I
go.
don't know. I have some wall art too.
Oh, yeah, bring up.
Some wine rack type stuff and some kind of artsy stuff that you would just put on the walls. I didn't have as much wall space here, so I'm like, well, now it's just sitting. Yeah, maybe.
Right? See, this idea of rethinking what you have in your home. Do I really need this? Do I need to hold on to this for how long? It's the idea of anything in your closet. You're like, wow, I've had that shirt for
What
a
about
year.
furniture?
ooh, we don't want to take furniture, only because large, hard to deal with.
That'd be tricky.
Curious about
But
the
like
weather.
an office chair or something like that, or
No, I don't
No?
think so. I'd recommend that people still contact their local thrift store
Okay.
for those right now. And like you said, since this is our first annual, we're playing it a little bit, smaller items, and we're hoping that this can turn into an annual event, and then possibly actually do one up in Redmond and then one in Bend as well. And then we may continue to theme them in certain ways depending how it goes. But right now we want to make sure that we kind of keep it all manageable as far
I mean,
as
this could be
size.
huge
We hope so.
It could be.
eventually, right? I mean, big community yard sales happen a lot, but this, I mean, you can
Well,
make this a regional.
Yeah, which would be
yard
really
sale.
great. So folks that are like, well, I don't want to take up my Saturday and do a yard sale, but I've got a bunch of stuff. I know that this date coming up is another drop swap event, and I'll hold on to my things for the next one coming up.
Maybe multiple throughout as opposed to one a year.
Yeah, I
don't
think
know.
we'll see how it works out at
Spring,
this current
summer,
location.
fall.
If there's another one that we could do it at, there's the new transfer station in Redmond. That was a possibility if we went out there. But again, with the facilities open on weekends, that makes it harder.
Yeah, I think depending on how this one goes, our goal maybe next year would do a spring and a fall one, and then see how we can build from there as well.
You're going to learn.
Yeah.
You're going to learn.
Yeah.
Well, we're learning lots with you. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for doing this event, putting
Yeah.
it on. I hope it's a wonderful success. I might see you out there. I'll have to dig out my stuff and
You got to have a couple.
gotta
things.
have a couple now, right?
Receiver and wine rack.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
Just thank you for letting us have some time to promote the event too. We are
Absolutely.
really excited about it, and again, the fact that it's free to the community, like Jackie said, if you don't have anything to drop off, you can still show up for the
the
second
swapping
of
part,
it,
yeah.
the swapping part of it, or if you only want to drop off and that's it, that's welcomed as well.
Awesome. Susan Baker, Jackie Wilson, thank you for joining us.
Thank you, Eric.
Here again are the details for the Drop It Swap It event. It is Saturday, September 28th. The Drop It is from 9 a.m. to 10:30 a.m. The Swap It is from noon until 2 p.m. It's happening at the Deschutes County Road Department on 27th Street in Bend. And remember, it's all free. You don't have to participate in the Drop It in order to swap it. Remember, you can listen to us wherever you listen to your podcasts, or you can find us on Deschutes.org/podcast. But until next time, please be safe out there.